up, SGs? I'm gonna give you a walkthrough of the Shoalwater 21. Come on. I got the Suzuki 200. You can go up to 250 on the 21 foot. I wanted to go with the Mercury, but when I bought this boat, the Mercuries were back ordered till like 2035 or something like that. So if you fish like I do, I'm not waiting that long. So I just went with the Zook. I did want to kind of try the Zook anyway to see how I liked it. So far, no complaints. I had no complaints. It's not the fastest motor in the world, but it's very good on fuel and very reliable. And I'm sure anyone who is a boat owner, that's one of the things about the Zooks is reliability.
And it's quiet.
And it is very quiet, which is a good and a bad thing. I mean, it really kind of depends, because sometimes you don't even know if it's running or not, and you forget if you left it on when you put it on the trailer. Sometimes I've done that once or twice. So Zook, I mean, I would give it, out of 5 stars, I would give it a 4, personally. Obviously, you got the jack plate, 6-inch jack plate on there. If you're fishing where we fish, jack plate is a must. The last boat I had, I didn't have a jack plate. It was a little skiff, and that's a game changer. Obviously, you get trim tabs. Now, Shoalwaters, they don't all come with trim tabs. I found this out when I bought it. Depending on who you buy it from, they don't automatically put it on. Now, I purchased this boat from Waypoint. They put trim tabs, Lenkos on all their Shoalwaters out the door. So they include that in the price when I bought it. The way that it comes is boat, trailer, motor. That is it. So the price that they give you originally, that's what it comes with. Oh, and the cooler too. They throw the cooler in there too. And everything else on here is going to be extra. So I went ahead and got the folded replace. You can take this off. It's 2 bolts on it. The bench seat in the back, because I hardly ever fish with just me and one other person. So I needed to have more seating room for more people. This right here, I will tell you, I wasn't sure if I was gonna get it. I will tell you this, get it. Because if you don't get it, you will get it. So you might as well just get it from the gate. As far as the storage in the back, and you're gonna be hearing me talk about this quite a bit about the storage in the Shoalwaters. There's not really much. So you have some storage back here. There's some plumbing, some wires that come in from your motor and your pump for your live wells. I don't like putting things in here, but you can, depending on what you want to put in here, store in here. But I don't really use this as storage as much. I'll use my live well more than this, because I don't want to mess with wiring and plumbing and everything else, because people could throw things in there and next thing you know, you have a wire that comes out or whatever. Then you have a live well right here. Live well it's pretty good. This live well works very, very, very well. I go with the bubbler. I don't really keep fish, so there's no point in me keeping fish live. But if I was to do a tournament and I needed to keep the fish live throughout the day, this will do it. I had no problems. I fished a couple tournaments last year, kept the fish live except for one trout. That's because I was a dum-dum and I put the trout in with the redfish, and yeah, that didn't work out too well. So I should have used the front live well, and I'll show you that after. So 90% of the time I use this for storage, wading belts, bags, shoes, whatever you want to take off. It's pretty deep in there where you can keep a lot of stuff in there. Again, storage in here, but they do have the fire extinguisher locked in, pinned in here. So your fuel water separators in there, and again your plumbing and your little squeeze ball for your fuel. So again, you can store things in here for sure, 100%. It's just me personally, I do not. So now, as far as the cockpit goes, I went with the standing post seat with the backrest on it. They do come stock, just the leaning post. It doesn't have the back on it. Obviously, for me, that doesn't work because sometimes I want to be lazy and just sit on my boat and not have to, do the 90 on your back. So back support's there. You do have a 5 rod holders rocket launcher on the back of that, so that helps. There's also storage underneath this seat that you can keep your phone and it stays pretty dry.
Do the rod holders come with the back, and do the foot rests that you can fold down?
Yeah, so I was
with this option.
Yes, with this option it does. So the rocket launchers also come with just the leaning post too. It just they come off the back of it. So you do get the rocket launchers regardless what style you get, either just a standing leaning post or you get the backrest on it. You do get the 5 rod holders there. Now this right here, the actual step or footstools, whatever you want to call them, I got the singles. So I got one for the passenger, one for the driver. Standard, it comes with the 1 bar that comes across. I decided to go this route because a lot of times I stand a lot when I drive. I don't really sit too much. And I like to not have that in my way of my foot whenever I am standing up or wanting to sit down, but I could still give comfortability to the person that's sitting as a passenger. So again, they do come with one standard. It's just the 1 bar cross that folds up and folds down instead of the singles. Again, you get the cooler with the little fancy clip-on things. It's an Igloo. It is what it is. Use it until it breaks and then get a Yeti. As far as the center console goes, up top, again, they have different center consoles, okay? So I went with the SS center console, and the reason why is because I liked having the live well in the front with the cushion, as well as I just like the style of the actual console itself. It's a little wider. You can get a bubble console, and then you can also get one where the rod holders are not recessed on the side. They kind of stick out a little bit. So I just liked the way that this one looked personally. So, but they do have 3 different options, I believe, that you can go with. As far as electronics, I got the Lowrance TI Elite. I'm a Lowrance guy. Again, there's no wrong, there's no wrong GPS.
You're goofy.
Whatever you like to use, they all pretty much do the same thing. I also got the JL Audio 4 speakers, stereo system for the ski canals and those just chill days. I got 2 speakers on the center console, and I got 2 up front with an amp underneath.
I'm not trying to find that thing.
So pretty self-explanatory up there, guys. Obviously, all your controls, all your buttons, panels, and stuff. The good thing is I really like the way that I got this design at Waypoint. I don't know if you could do this at any dealer, but Waypoint, what they do is before they start putting all your electronics on your center console, they have you pick and choose. All right, where do you want your key? Where do you want your switches? Where do you want your gauges? They actually allow you to be able to pick where you want it. So that way, everything is where you want it to be, and it's nice that way too. So moving up on the front of the center console, there's a flip seat here that has a live well. Again, the live well is not used for a live well. It's storage. It's pretty deep in there. You can fit a lot of stuff. You got the front hatch there where I gotta grease that. Your front hatch there, you got a little bit more storage, and that's where your kill switch is for your battery. Moving towards the bow, what you have is, again, my 2 JL. I got 2 more speakers here in the front, and then you have 2 hatches up front here with more storage. Now, this storage, I will say, there's a lot of storage in here. The problem, and one of my cons that I'm going to mention later on in this video, is that it's deep, right? So it goes the whole length from the step up all the way up to the front of the bow. The problem is it's real thin, right? So you probably only maybe got about 8 inches, 9 inches depth from the deepest part of it. But again, you can slide life jackets up in the front, but again, the problem is you have to go digging for it and everything else. So I have, on the other side, I'll show you, I have kind of this section is for my anchor. I have a weighting net in here and my checker stick. That's it. That's all I got in here. Everything else, I'll put lures in here if I'm gonna go. If I have Cole on the boat or Kaylee on the boat, they can usually put their stuff in there too. We pretty much fish pretty light. We don't fish with a whole bunch of stuff. Wintertime, you get a little bit more. But really, it's just making sure that we have places for a tackle bag for each of us, and obviously the camera bag. So that's really the most important part. Up on the bow, obviously you get a spare tire. Yes, this does come with every single one stock, so you do get a spare tire. I went with the DB Link 12 inch, I believe. No, I think this is a 14 inch. Don't quote me on that. I think, yeah, it might be a 14 or a 16 inch light bar underneath. Again, I put it underneath here. A lot of people, what they do is they get a different
burn
bar, yeah, and they put it up top. Obviously, the burn bar that I got, I just wanted it short and sweet, and I'm not going to put it on that because I didn't want the glare off the deck. So a lot of people, what they did is they put it underneath the bow, and it actually works pretty good. So moving along, I did put a trolling motor on here. The reason why I put the trolling motor on here is because the last boat I had, I used it a lot. So I ended up going with the Minn Kota Tarova. I know there's different brands, different ones that you can get. I found, doing the research that I did, the Tarova has the least amount of problems. And then on the other side of storage, like I said before, this one right here. This one is going to be, God, I got to grease those up. This one, it looks full, right? But it really isn't. I think there's like 4 or 5 life jackets in here and a throwable, and that's all I have in here. And if everything fits perfect, so it's easy access right here in the front. So I really feel like, and this is another con that I feel is a lot of wasted space for storage in the front. I think that's pretty much it. Going into this boat, I did do a lot of drift fishing. I got into wade fishing, obviously with the SGs. I got into it probably a year or 2 ago?
Yeah.
Probably about 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I had a real, and I'm sure that you're going to comment on this, but I had a fear of stingrays, and it prevented me from getting in the water. And I always thought that, why am I going to get in the water to fish when I got a boat to fish out of? So I really didn't really understand it when I first, came from moved to Texas, and I started seeing a lot of people get in the water. I'm like, I don't understand that whole concept. But obviously, the more you grow with the fishing down here, the more you learn. And this is anywhere you go, right? People fish different ways everywhere in the country, based on their water, right? And the best way to succeed to catch those fish. So yeah, so going into this boat, I obviously was like, okay, there was a couple things. So yes, I wanted something that could go shallow. That's number one. I wanted something that I could still drift fish in, which honestly I really don't do anymore, which is kind of funny.
But this boat drifts great. It drifts completely sideways.
Yeah, so I could get into really skinny areas. Like I can literally beach this thing and it would still float. And we've seen it in the summer where it would float in ankle deep water. Like if it's high tide, you would literally have to put this thing completely on land for it not to float around. So, which is one of the reasons why I got it. The other one is distance, right? So the skiff that I had didn't really give me the distance that I wanted to go as I was upgrading my skill level on fishing, right? Being able to learn baffin, being able to be with Cole and him teaching me baffin, because honestly, baffin is one of those areas where you need lines, right? You can go down there and tempt it, but you're putting yourself at risk with pretty much blowing a lower unit, killing a lower unit with rocks. So fortunately enough for me, I have somebody that I fish with that actually knows baffin very well and has fished it for a long time. So I wanted that distance, right? So and I forgot to mention this earlier, but the Shoalwater's standard come with a 44-gallon fuel cell in it. But I got the upgraded one with 61. So there is upgrades for fuel tank and fuel capacity too. So I forgot to mention that earlier. But I wanted the distance because I wanted to be able to spread out. When I started fishing up here, I had a very small area that I was able to fish, and being able to get the Shoalwater, I knew that was going to get me to the next level. Yeah. So the pros of this boat is if you want to fish for redfish, if you want to get skinny, if you want to be able to run shorelines, this boat's perfect. There's other boats out there that can run skinny. It just really depends on how you want to fish and how skinny you want to go, and
your price point more than anything,
and your price point too, right? Because these boats ain't cheap, man. I'll be honest with you, especially if you bought it when I did in 2021, 2022. Yeah. If I could do it differently, what I would do differently is, number one, and Cole's gonna probably say nah right off the bat, but I'd probably put power poles on it. And the reason why I would put power poles on it is because it does make your life easier in certain situations. Now, me and Cole probably debate this more than not when we talk about power poles, but I feel like if I had power poles and a trolling motor, I would be able to have that boat follow me, or if not follow me, at least get it closer to me without having to walk those long distances. Because, guys, when we wade fish, we wade football fields.
Way too far away from the boat.
Yeah, football fields. And I feel like we waste a lot of time when we're out there, like, oh, you guys continue to fish, and then one guy has to go back and get the boat, and you just lose a lot of that fishing time. And I feel that having power poles in the back of your boat with a trolling motor, you would eliminate a lot of that downtime. But if I were to do it again, I think I would go with the seats, personally. The other
like
thing,
the bucket style seats.
like
is
the
what
bucket
you're
style
talking
seats.
about.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
If I was to do it over again, I would definitely go up in size.
For a cat.
Yes, but I will say this real quick. I'm glad I got the 21 because I was thinking about getting the 19 and the 20, and I'm so glad that I didn't. Waypoint did a good job of convincing me that if I went that route, I would have wished that I went to a 21. 21 is their top seller, but if you're going to get a Shoalwater, I recommend getting a 21, 100%.
We are out here today on Chris's Shoalwater. Gonna be testing some prop. This comes with a 22 pitch prop from Bravo 1 with what we're looking at with a 200 Zook. Just looking to see, hey, I had a 23 sitting in the barn. Will it make a difference, right? Will it change how the boat performs? Just stepping up one pitch, you need to go up 2 pitches, just to get a better idea of how to maximize this boat's potential without without jeopardizing it, and then also what is best for what you're doing now. When you originally got this boat, you fished a little different than how you fish now. Maybe you don't need to take off as shallow as you used to, and you want a couple more miles an hour. We don't know. We're gonna run it. I know changing the prop on the Haney changed it up just a little bit enough for me to where I can make a decision. Show you real life numbers. Got I think it's like an 8 mile an hour breeze.
Light winds.
Yeah,
a little bit of a wind.
Yeah, so just kind of show you how the boat performs, how actual real life numbers. We're gonna put gauges on the screen for y'all, and just really see how it does. It change? Does it change? Yeah. Do you want to step up? Do you want to stay where you're at? Who knows? About 3/4, almost full tank of fuel, and 3 people. Me, Chris, and then Kaylee behind the camera. With a light load. Very light load. Yeah. No full coolers, no live wells full. This is just raw testing. What does the actual boat do?
Alright, so 35? What, 35 miles? 35 RPMs? Alright, 35 RPMs. Up there. Dude, 35 RPMs, I'm not even on plane.
torque spec Suzuki. Feels like you're staying on plane better.
Yeah, I dropped my tabs too, but my boat definitely lifted.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my boat. I was like, why am I boat moving?
I was trying to block that for him. Back here in the center?
No, you're good, you're good.
I don't want to throw out the numbers. I was back here the first time. Fuck around.
so lost a mile,
You're still banging your
but I'm still banging my rev.
on a completely different boat, like a Haney Cat, right? They come with a 19, and they're like, man, these props are great, but they'll bump them to a 24. So like maybe this prop isn't enough of a difference in pitch for you to see speed. It's just fighting the tunnel. Maybe there's a breakover point. Like, hey, you have to put a 24 on this boat to see a speed change. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, maybe a 24 with not as much cup.
I have one of those.
What's on your boat though, right?
Guys, just super slick boat. Runs way shallower than you need to. Full walkthrough. Hopefully, we'll continue to give y'all more of these, right? We got a Haney, a Cape Horn, 2 different Haneys. Really, we run through Nick's Haney too. We ran while we were duck hunting. Completely different styles of boats. Just everything we utilize on the Texas coast. And I mean,
We have different style boats for different things.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, just ask.
guys, let us know. What do you like to run? What's your favorite boat to run? What is your favorite hole to run?
Yeah, and if I said anything that I missed or something that I should do, comment. Let me know.
Yeah. Not powerful. Like, subscribe, comment all this the stuff we just said to comment.
Comment what we just said to comment, please. No.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow us, but just subscribe mainly. Subscribe. That little button right here.
Yeah, and it's free.
It's like right here, I think.
Yeah, it does a little thing. Goes.
It goes
Nah.
subscribe, and then like, and then comment.
We appreciate
In
all the
that
support,
order.
guys. Or they appreciate all the support, guys.
Guys, we do appreciate the support. Absolutely. And we love seeing you on the water too, right? Call us out. Even if I'm at my normal job. You work from home, so you're never at your normal job out in public. Yell at Kaylee when she's driving down the road. Honk at her, make her think she's a bad driver. SaltyGillz.
Just come get some.